Greetings and salutations, what's goody folk. Welcome back to your soul driven, soul intended YouTube channel and video, where I am your host, coach, and creator of all things soul driven, soul intended, your intuitive reader and spiritual advocate. It is currently 2:36 p.m. Central Standard Time, 3:36 p.m. Eastern Time, April 29th, 2025. And of course, we're back at it with another general timeless intuitive reading for my soul tribe, Divine Divinity, and whoever else resonates with any of these messages at any time that you come across them. Remember, as always, and with any intuitive reader or spiritual advocate or worker that divines for you, you always want to go within and to the Holy Spirit of the Most High for further confirmation as to how the messages and the energies correlate to you and your personal situation and circumstance. 111 on the clock timer, so you're embodying your God energy, or you're being called to embody your God energy. And if you're wondering and are not quite familiar with God energy, that means yourself. First of all, self-unconditional love and self-empowerment through the Holy Spirit of the Most High. The masculine, you are the most powerful person that you know, unless you usurp your own authority by giving it away to others. I just saw 144 on the clock timer, so shout out to my fellow chosen ones, earth angels, light workers, healers, alchemists, starseeds, and those alike. Okay, again, welcome to this general timeless intuitive reading. Excuse me. So before we get into the messages, if you have been seeing any of these following numbers, then it's a good chance that this message is for you. If you've been seeing 530, 177, 717, 777, or even 77, of course 144, 133, 444, or 44, 808, 89, 999, 0111, 1219, or 141, then this message is for you. Multiples of 12 could also be significant. The date, November 28th of 1988, could be very significant to you, okay? And I channeled this message some time ago. The Holy Spirit of the Most High is calling you to become comfortable in uncomfortable situations, getting out of your comfort zone, and shifting your identity from what people project onto you and say that you are, with self-actualizing the true you through the divine. Okay? So I'm actually going to re-record. This is a re-record of the message that was just uploading, but I was led by the Holy Spirit to re-record this because the original recording place was uncouth. There was a lot of disruption and karmic challenging energy. So we're just going to go ahead and get this thing started off correctly, okay? And with that said and done, we're going to talk about spiritual leeches, spiritual vampires, and things of that nature, okay? Spiritual parasites, in other words. I just saw 414 on the clock timer. That number could also be significant to you. Okay, so 9. We could be dealing with life path number 9 energy. You could be in a humanitarian energy, starting a nonprofit organization, heavy philanthropic energy, giving back to your community and other communities that you resonate, caring and sharing. So this is like your testimonial of what your healing journey and your spiritual awakening has been like for you, okay? So let's go ahead and revisit the topic of spiritual parasites and how negative entities and energy feed and thrive off of your own divine energy without you knowing. Okay. And the only way that this can occur is if you are a newborn in your spiritual awakening or healing path, taking your baby steps, okay, so on and so forth. But if you're well versed in the spiritual realm and your journey, and you're either in the 5D energy, and for a select few of us, even the 7D energy, you're going to instantly be aware when you have a spiritual saboteur in your midst trying to siphon off your energy. Okay, so let's start with the silent saboteurs of your energy. And by the way, I'm pulling this from the Medium website. Kurenai Takashi, I hope I'm saying her name correctly. Okay, but it starts off begging the question: have you ever felt inexplicably tired, anxious, or emotionally drained even after a full night's sleep? Do you sometimes sense a heavy presence around you that you cannot yet pinpoint the source of where it's coming from? These could be the invisible effects of spiritual parasites, which are negative entities that attach themselves to your energy field and subtly drain your life force. In parentheses, as I quote, just as physical parasites feed off a host's body, spiritual parasites leech off your energy, leaving you fatigued, unbalanced, and vulnerable. So in this passage, we're going to visit different aspects and even symptoms of spiritual parasites, okay? So, what exactly are spiritual parasites? Spiritual parasites are negative entities or energies that latch onto your aura and or energy field. They thrive on fear, anger, sadness, and other low vibrational emotions, subtly influencing your behavior and emotions to keep you in a weakened state. Excuse me. Not all battles are fought with swords. Some are waged in the unseen realm of energy and vibration. This is why, and this is my own addendum to this passage, this is why it is very important to consistently and continually do your cleansing, your spiritual energetical cleansing, do your spirit baths or showers. Go outside, spend some time in nature. Put your bare feet in some grass, hug a tree, or just sit in silence in front of a body of water, okay? Take time to resonate with nature, with Gaia, with yourself, and with the Holy Spirit of the Most High, okay? Stillness actualizes peace from within, okay? So this is how spiritual parasites attach themselves to you. Spiritual parasites often find their way into your energy field through emotional vulnerabilities. Times of grief, heartbreak, or stress create energetic openings. Now, for me, this can be true for an unawakened person or a newly awakened person who is just coming into their self-empowerment and learning the ways of the spiritual realm versus the physical realm. Now, most people tend to view vulnerability as a weakness. I, on the other hand, and a lot of you that resonate with this energy and with my Soul Tribe 911 on the clock timer, so something is an emergency. Someone's having an emergency. It could be health-wise, or they're being attacked or abused or something like that. So someone may need to call 911, or the authorities are getting involved in something. Okay, so I tend, and resonating members of my soul tribe tend to view vulnerability as a show of true strength and power, okay? Because it really takes inner strength to allow yourself to be vulnerable, not just within, but with other people. being authentic and transparent in your energy and the way that you move and operate. Okay, that's a true sign of strength and valor, in my opinion. You can disagree if you want to, that's fine, that's your business. But to show that sensitive side of yourself to others is showing that you're healing and that no one can disrupt or disturb the peace that flows from within. Okay, that's a major, profound epiphany, if you will, a self-realization of who we are and who we've always been before the programming of this matrix society. Okay, so emotional vulnerabilities is the first gateway and open door to these spiritual parasites. Number two is toxic environments. Negative spaces or relationships can also attract these entities. Okay, now as we traverse on our healing journey, in our purpose and design, moving in enlightenment to be in alignment with the Holy Spirit of the Most High, we can navigate through these environments, communities, and situations, and even relationships. Now, some of us, not all of us, are called to walk a thin line between light and shadow, to be somewhat of a gatekeeper, to be somewhat of a harbinger, okay? And most of us on this path and journey, we tend to mirror to others the things that they are not. I just saw 11:44 on the clock timer, 144 chosen one energy. Okay, and oftentimes that's due to the assignment that we've been given in this lifestyle, okay, or in this lifetime. Okay, something specific about a lifestyle that someone is living or you're living. Someone is in competition with your lifestyle. Somebody could be trying to take your lifestyle and live it as their own. Okay, so again, this is an aspect and a symptom of projection of mirror energy. Sagittarius could be significant because I saw 12:16 on the clock timer, December 16th. That could be very significant to you. Okay, so as I was saying, now your purpose in design could, or part of your purpose in design, could call you to be, again, a gatekeeper or the portal, if you will, between light and shadow aspects, the mirror effect, mirroring back to people who they truly are as opposed to their projections onto us. Okay, and that's simply a trick of the enemy of most spiritual energetical parasites. Okay, so unless this is part of the trajectory that you're on, you want to be sure that you stay away from these toxic environments. Now, few of us, I'm hearing many are called, but few are chosen. There's a select few of us that are literally the harbinger of karma. So we're meant to walk that fine line of light, shadow, masculine, feminine energy. Okay, being thrust into environments, knowing that we're on assignment. And oftentimes, those of us who resonate with this energy of being karma, walking karma, being chosen, being a healer, we go in as the last warning from the Holy Spirit of the Most High to these individuals. And it's not anything necessarily that we have to do. We just have to own our energy, okay, and go where the Holy Spirit tells us to go. Now, based on the person's intentions towards us, that's going to determine whether they get karma or receive dharma. Dharma is the high vibrational good side of karma, if you will. Karma is that you're paying a debt owed to the universe, to the Holy Spirit of the Most High for ill intentions and trying to steal, kill, and destroy others or cause some sort of hurt, harm, and danger. Okay? It's a spiritual, energetical boomerang effect What you put out into the world, you get back 10, 20, 30 fold, depending on the intention and the severity of actions taken that will determine the outcome that is manifested, okay? So again, I said all of that to say, unless you are purposely designed and called to walk this fine line of light and shadows, you want to be very mindful, be discerning of the environment and the people that you are entertaining, okay? Number 3 is unresolved trauma. So these are things that are deep-seated within us, oftentimes going back to an unhealed version of our inner child that we tend to avoid because we don't want to tackle that feeling, that emotion of when we were betrayed, violated, or victimized, okay? And none of us in my soul tribe, none of us are victims, although we have been victimized, okay? But we realize that a lot of times we have allowed certain situations and energies into our lives, therefore we take accountability for that which we have allowed knowingly and even unknowingly. That accountability, in my opinion, is the true catalyst to beginning our healing journey, okay? First, taking responsibility for ourselves, okay? And for even being unhealed. And from there, we can go ahead and come into alignment with our inner child by healing childhood wounds and then moving forward in this now present energy, okay? So unresolved traumas, these deep-seated emotional wounds act like magnets for parasitic energies, okay? They see you as an open target, okay? Oftentimes, for those who resonate with my energy and vibrational frequency, they underestimate us, thinking that because of our outer appearance that we're susceptible and ripe for the picking, which in this frequency we're not, okay? And those of you who are working up to this frequency, you'll begin to learn more and more how to combat these energies, how to become more intuitively and discerning of these energies, and how to properly deal with it and utilize the purpose in your design, okay? Next is astral exposure, dreams, astral projection, or spiritual practices without proper protection. So that goes back to making sure that you're doing your spiritual cleansing, whether it's a spiritual bath, a spiritual shower, getting out into nature, finding a nice spot to sit in the grass, hug a tree. For some of you all, it may sound silly, but it's really not. It's reconnecting you to earth energy, okay? It's reconnecting you to nature, okay? Psychic attacks, black magic, and other forms of negative thought forms or negative energy can also be a magnet for astral parasites, okay? Playing in things that you know little to nothing of, okay? Me personally, I don't practice witchcraft, I don't do spell work, none of that. It's not for me, and so I don't have to worry about the repercussions of me abusing and misusing my spiritual gifts and creative talents, okay? But everyone is not quite there. You know, we're all on our individual path and journey. Some will learn the lesson, others will not. Some will either also learn the lesson but still decide that their way is best, and that's their business, but they best be ready for the outcome that they're manifesting for themselves based on their intentions, okay? So psychic attacks, these are heavily mental attacks, people trying to project illusions, play with your mind, get you to fall apart mentally. From the mental destruction of your crown chakra, then it bleeds into the body, and from the body into the soul, okay? So it's a trifecta occurrence of negative karmic events that can happen from these type of mental and psychic attacks, okay? Spiritual parasites can mimic physical and emotional issues, making them difficult to identify. Okay, so the most notable or infamous of these spiritual parasites are narcissists. Okay, some telltale signs of the effects of these parasites, energetical vampires, narcissistic, so on and so forth, is one, unexplained fatigue, constantly feeling tired even after adequate rest. Okay, mood swings, sudden changes in emotions, especially anger or sadness, and most notably, in my opinion, fear, recurring negative thoughts, and which is an inner dialogue filled with self-doubt and fear. Physical symptoms such as headaches, chest tightening, or stomach discomfort without an actual medical cause. Okay, if you're often experiencing disrupted sleep, this is also a telltale sign of energetical parasites at work. Um, Things such as nightmares, insomnia, waking up feeling drained, or even sleep paralysis. Now, in the first season of my podcast, Spiritually Logic, I did an episode on sleep paralysis, okay, and the effects of that. Is it a scientific symptom or is it spiritual? And I found, if you go back and visit that podcast, that it is a medium of both, depending on where you stand on the trajectory of your own personal path. Okay. Then we have energy vampirism, feeling depleted after interacting with certain people. Now, when we collaborate with people energetically, spiritually, mind, body, and soul, there ideally is supposed to be an equal give and take, reciprocity of energy in some shape, form, or fashion. Okay? Now, if after dealing with someone, you're constantly feeling drained, tired, depleted, not your usual self, then that person or people or the environment, even land itself, could be siphoning and draining your energy, recycling it for their use. Okay. Now, again, the only way that this can occur is if you are not fully standing in your power, not really doing your spiritual, keeping up your spiritual hygiene, calling back your energy. Okay, because remember I said you are the most powerful person that you know unless you usurp your power and authority to others. And oftentimes we do that unknowingly, but that's the beauty of this journey, becoming aware of who we've always been and reclaiming our power, mind, body, and soul. Okay, so then we have sudden bad luck, a streak of misfortunes in relationships, finances, or health. Okay, now with you being and resonating as a divine feminine or masculine, being on your path to enlightenment and alignment with your purpose and design, this is the very reason why these energies, entities, deities, vessels of shadow and darkness, however you want to identify them, this is why they gravitate towards us, because they see the light in us, a light that is missing from within themselves, and they seek to steal, kill, and destroy that so that they can take it as their own without doing the proper shadow work, healing. Okay, they want the easy way out, they want the shortcut. In other words, this is quite the same thing as an attempt to destiny swap. Okay, if you're living and walking in your purpose, they want you to stop, they want to steal that from you, they want to take your divine purpose, your divine destiny, and reap all the benefits from that, and then hand you their bad karma and bad luck. Okay, and again, the only way that that is ever going to work is if we allow it, by not calling back our energy, by not standing in the divinity of who we are through the Holy Spirit of the Most High. Okay, now we have feeling watched, which is a sense of being observed even when alone. Now, there's a few aspects to this. This could be energetically, this could be mentally with the mental attacks, with the energy attacks, and this could also be physically, okay, monitoring spirits, okay, being stalked and or gang stalked, whether it's on social media, whether somebody's actually physically following you or energetically spying on you, which is the monitoring spirits. Okay, so it's not, some people unaware, unconscious people would simply say that it's paranoia. You're being paranoid, but that's not really the case. You're actually tapped in, tuned in, turned on more than what they realize, and you're able to discern and pick up on these energies. You can sense that something isn't right. Okay, and this also gives way to having your devices hacked. Okay, people using an algorithm or a trigger word within that has been programmed, onto your devices, that when you visit a certain website or when certain keywords or phrases are used, it sends through a prompt to start recording. And whoever is involved in this ill-intended collaborative gang up, if you will, they will be alerted, hey, such and such is at this place, they're on this social media app, log in and get to work. Okay, very that much type of energy. And it oftentimes boggles me that when we talk about things like this, if you have a platform, if you are a content creator or influencer, when we bring these types of things to light, people will be so quick to dismiss us or, oh, that's crazy. Why would someone do something like that? But they fail to realize the world that we're living in today. Things like this happen all the time. And oftentimes, the people who are the antagonists, okay, using these tactics, they're betting on people to have that type of response. Oh, they wouldn't do that. That seems out of the way. You ain't all that to be going through all that for anyway. Who do you think you are? The karmics are betting on this, okay? But when we look at the news, which I don't, but with social media and everything, sometimes we can't help but hear the occurrences going on in the world. But especially as of lately, we've been hearing about people who have been going away on trips with a group of friends and then coming up unalived or missing. And then as the investigation gets deeper and deeper, it's found that the very people that they've gone on vacation with or through a party with or whatever were the very ones to set them up to be unalived. Okay, and this happens more than not. Okay, and a lot of people are scared to even stand up and tell the truth behind experiencing these types of things because they're afraid for their life. They're afraid that they're going to reap some sort of volatile, maniacal experience, even worse than what they have already been going through. Okay, but we're not called to be in that energy. We're being called to stand our ground, speak our truths, to shed a light on things like this that have been done, not only to us, but so many countless other people. Okay? The ninth one is compulsions, addictive behaviors, or unhealthy cravings. Overindulging in not only substances, but people, places, and things that are definitely proven or have proven to be a detriment to us. Okay, things that work against our highest good and expansion because we need that thing daily or however often in order to feel whole, in order to get through the day. anything that you need or crave constantly that is working against you and in overindulging energy is not good. I don't care if it's toilet paper. The epiphany that I had almost 3 years ago, I believe, when I was living in Dallas, the divine said that no one person or thing is all good or all bad. It's the intention behind that which we do, the choices made and actions taken that will from there determine the outcome and whether that thing is good or bad. So keep that in mind, Fem Masculine. And then we have blocked progress, difficulty moving forward in life despite your best efforts. And that goes back to what I was talking about moments ago. Destiny swapping, energy swapping. They want to switch out our energy, our divine purpose, our healing, our destiny, take it as their own, and leave us with their bad karma. Okay? And again, the only way that they have a chance of actualizing that in this now present energy is if we're not standing in the knowing of who we are through the Holy Spirit of the Most High. Okay? Call back your energy, Fem Masculine. Take your power back and walk in the authority that the divine has given you. Okay? Is it easy? Hell no. Is it worth it? Hell yes, in my opinion. Okay? Ever since I've had my spiritual awakening after my papa died, which was the catalyst to my spiritual awakening and answering the purpose in my design, it has been very challenging. But I wouldn't trade it for the world. I've had some of the most beautiful moments in my journey thus far, and I've had some very petrifying moments at the same time. But again, I wouldn't trade it for anything in the world because I realize and I'm standing in who I truly am in unconditional love and self-empowerment. And realize that unconditional love doesn't mean that you have to accept and tolerate other people's toxicity. Okay, you can certainly love people unconditionally, but set those boundaries, enforce those boundaries. I love everybody unconditionally, but that doesn't mean that I like them, because I don't like everybody, and there's a difference, okay? So, why do spiritual parasites target you? Spiritual parasites target individuals who radiate light and positivity because they can't find that light from within, as these qualities stand out in the astral realm, as so above as below, pretty much. They experience prolonged low vibrational states like grief, anger, or fear. They're also unaware of spiritual hygiene, leaving their energy fields unprotected, and most of them do this unknowingly. Okay, individuals that are plagued with generational curses, psychic attacks from others, and other negative energy influences oftentimes project that energy onto others because it was done to them. So again, that's an aspect of being unhealed, unconscious of the conscious awareness of the divine Holy Spirit of the Most High and this universe. Okay, so ways to protect yourself from spiritual parasites. We've talked about the regular spiritual and energetical cleansing, raising your vibration through positive thoughts, gratitude, and high frequency activities make you less attractive to parasites. That means doing that which makes you happy or the most happiest without the detriment, hurt, harm, or danger to others. Okay? And you also, again, want to be sure that you're setting your boundaries, not only setting your boundaries, but reinforcing them. And then you always want to shield and protect your energy. And if you feel the need, seek professional help, whether that's a therapist, psychiatrist, a spiritual advocate like myself, whatever works for you and is in alignment with your destiny. Okay? So let's see here. Some of the things that you can practice are daily affirmations. Start your day with positive affirmations to strengthen your energy, which is also known as mantras. Grounding practices, which we mentioned earlier in the video. Going outside, spending time in nature, um, hugging a tree, sitting, have a picnic with yourself. Put your bare feet in some grass. Sit in the lake. Sit at the lake, still your mind, quiet yourself, which leads to meditation. Okay, and meditation, a lot of us misunderstand that it has to be a quiet environment in order to properly meditate. That's not necessarily true. The key is, can you still and quiet yourself, mind, body, and soul, even in the midst of chaos? That's true meditation. And then you want to be sure that you're decluttering your space, okay? You can use feng shui, don't have to, but whatever works as a functional balance of organization, and you can move with this ebb and flow within your environment easily. Do that, okay? I don't care who agrees with it or not, who likes it or not. That's their business. This is yours, okay? So, with that said and done, we're going to close that chapter on spiritual energetical parasites, and we're going to go ahead and get into the actual reading. Alrighty, so we're going to go ahead and start with some initial channel messages. From there, we'll get into the forecasting of energies using my numerology and dice, then some cartomancy, and then some tarot, and we'll close this thing out, okay? So as I pull out the partial deck of my channel messages, we have conception, okay? I just saw 3636 on a clock timer, so there's something significant that could have happened to you at the age of 36. You could have a twin sibling or have siblings that are twins, fraternal or identical. Okay, also the year 99 is significant, 1999. I'm getting the song from Prince, Party Like It's 1999. The numbers 18 and 9 could be significant, same as well. So with 9, you could be a life path number 9, a humanitarian. You don't have to be technically a life path number 9, but you could work in the energy of being a humanitarian, philanthropic energy, creating a nonprofit organization, giving back to the community, okay? Creating a healing space for those who have been through like situations as you have, okay? You could have been born on the 9th of a month or born in September. You could be a Virgo, or on the cusp of Leo Virgo energy, 9th house energy, which is ruled by Sagittarius and Jupiter. So you could be planning to travel long distance internationally, broadening your horizons through furthering your education, and then seeking and soaking up divine knowledge and wisdom. Conception. First initial channel message. So you could be conceiving an idea, actualizing it into this now present energy, or somebody could be pregnant, okay? And if you're pregnant and this is something that you want, I say congratulations to you, they're masculine, okay? So that's the first initial channel message. I didn't even get a chance to properly shuffle yet, but I'm seeing lay down your weapons or perish. So I'm getting that there's a group or community of individuals that is trying to prevent you from actualizing in this now present energy. They're trying to disrupt your quote unquote pregnancy. Okay, you could be pregnant with a spiritual baby, okay, or a physical one. Either way, somebody is out to destroy that, okay? But it's important for you to know, Fem Masculine, that they can't take it away from you. No weapon formed shall prosper. Now, the weapons are going to form, but they're not going to prosper against you, is what I'm saying, okay? they're mirroring you. Okay, heavy copycat energy. Somebody wants to destiny swap. Somebody is watching you heavily. Okay, counting your steps and moves. 1 second. Let me check in with my auntie. Okay, yeah, somebody wants to be you. Okay, because they're miserable from within. They thought they had you, but they were wrong. Okay, so this is giving me setup vibes. Somebody was trying to set you up for some sort of endings and delays because all they care about is money with cream. Cash money rules everything around me. And that's not to say that we don't care about money, because we do. We can like, nice things, but that doesn't rule us. That doesn't inspire us to do things to cause people endings and delays. We don't do that. That's not how we move. Something about an algorithm. Okay, so this could be an algorithm regarding your platform, YouTube or something on social media that is preventing your content from being seen. Okay, and there's evidence of this with receipts coming out. You're breaking this tether though, broken tether. So you could have severed ties and cut cords with individuals who were proven to be ops, foes, enemies, playing in your face, acting like, that they're for you when they're truly against you. But you're going to be a witness to their karma and masculine, because anything that they've been doing behind the scenes is null and void. Okay? I'm going to do a few more initial channel messages and then we'll move forward. Let's see here. You can resonate with being a tactician, someone that moves methodically and meticulously, considering the outcomes first, also acknowledging your intentions. Why do you want to manifest a certain thing? Okay, tactician here. Follow the yellow brick road. Okay, Wizard of Oz could be significant, but the energy behind this mainly is to follow your path. Head toward the light. You could be dealing with a spiritual manipulator, or a spiritual manipulator is mirroring you. That's coming to a screeching halt because they are generationally cursed. Yeah, this is your last chance, okay? So they've been warned by the Holy Spirit of the Most High several times, and they're not listening, okay? As I said earlier in this video, oftentimes we are sent in as the last warning, the harbinger of karma. Pretty much, somebody's rotting from the inside out because they're holding on to some sort of hidden animosity, okay? Because, yeah, you sever ties and cut cords with them. This is someone that is angry because you don't want anything to do with them, okay? There's receipts of this. There's receipts of their illness, okay? It's funny until it's not. Okay, so these could be a community of people who gather around in a group text message or group message online, especially if they have been illegally surveilling you through wiretaps, audio, visual. They could be using AI to manipulate images to make it seem like that you were somewhere that you're not, or even if you were at a particular place or in a particular environment, they're manipulating the energies in such a way to make you look a certain way. And as this is being done, this group or community of karmics are laughing, okay? But it's funny until it's not. It's funny until the joke is on them. Somebody could be experiencing a natural disaster, okay? But you're getting ready, or you are manifesting and actualizing milk and honey because you embody this I am energy, okay? through the divine, through the Holy Spirit of the Most High. And this is the very reason why they can't take your energy, they can't take your purpose and design, because you are on your healing path, your healing journey. Okay? You could be someone that practices your mudras, okay? And you could pair your mudras with your mantras, okay? However that resonates for you, femme masculine. Let's see. I'm gonna do a few more. Yeah. Somebody has bad intentions towards you, okay? And this is coming out on the horizontal line. If they thought they had you, they were wrong. It's coming to a screeching halt because they had bad intentions, okay? Which is lame, okay? Somebody think they all that, but they really not, okay? Something about Microsoft, okay? So somebody is definitely hacking into your devices, whether it's through a Wi-Fi connection or some sort of program or app that they have secretly placed on your devices, okay? And this is on the same line of algorithm, okay? Yeah. You're in this energy of a milestone. You're doing something that has never been done in your bloodline and lineage, in your city, your state, okay? You're definitely an ordained initiate. You could have gone through a recent spiritual initiation to where you realize something about your ops and foes, and then we have transgendered here. So somebody could be part of the LGBTQ community. Shout out to my fellow LGBTQers. Okay. Pick and choose your battles, though. Okay. Every battle is not meant to be fought. Every argument is not meant to be argued. Somebody could be coming to you to purposely try some bullshit. I just saw 46 on the clock timer, so that's 10-10 completion. You're closing out a cycle. This is also 10th house energy, Saturn and Capricorn, so it has something to do with your professional path, your social standing, and your public persona, okay? So let's see, where do I want to go from here? Alrighty, so we're going to go ahead and do some cartomancy, but first we're going to check out the spiritual weather using my numerology and dice and see what the spiritual environment is for femme masculine. 113 on the dice. Okay, so with 1 on the first 2 dice, that gives us 11. So you can resonate with being a master number 11, someone who has mastered and continues to master your intuition on all levels. This is also 11th house energy, Sagittarius and Aries, or Saturn, excuse me, and Aquarius. So there could be a Sagittarius or Aries that is mirroring you or trying to siphon your energy. But again, with this 11th house energy, this being Saturn and Aquarius, this is also karma at play. This has everything to do with teams and groups, colleagues and friendships, and how you're showing up in these energies versus how the opponent, if you will, the op is showing up in these energies, okay? Final dice we have here is 3, which is finding and maintaining clarity where there once was or still is conflict, confusion, chaos, and mess brought on by outside third-party energies. This is Gemini and Mercury, 3rd house energy. So there's a lot of communication going on back and forth. A lot of people in your business, a lot of people spreading lies and rumors, but at the same time that this has occurred and is occurring, there is clarity coming in. So these lies are being dispelled because there's rumors, okay? I mean, receipts. There's evidence, okay? Especially with these dirty deeds being done through technology. People think that they can delete something from your device But the truth of the matter is, there's always a footprint that's left behind, whether you delete it or whether it's always proof. Okay, so let's see what the spirit message says before we get into the cards. Let's see here. So we have angel number, spirit number 113. Angel number, spirit number 113 indicates that some obstacles and or upheavals may take place in your life, and this is taking place for karmic reasons that will break new ground for you. This will bring about new opportunities for you to grow on all levels, emotionally, mentally, and spiritually. The angels ask that you adapt to changes gracefully and be open to auspicious new opportunities arising in your life. Angel number, spirit number 113 may be a blessing in disguise. Angel number, spirit number 113 is a message from your angels that you are being guided and assisted with pursuing your life purpose and soul mission. Trust that the angels and ascended masters are by your side as you go through transitions that will bring you into perfect alignment with your divine life purpose. If you are unsure of your next steps, ask your angels for guidance and assistance. Angel number, spirit number 113 is a strong message to listen to your intuition and take action accordingly. Use your manifesting abilities to draw towards you the circumstances and situations that you want in your life. Be not afraid, or do not be afraid to take on new ventures and or projects, as now is an auspicious time to take new directions in your life. The angels and ascended masters are with you, guiding and assisting when asked. Okay, the overall number and energy combined is 5. So this is fifth house energy, Leo and the sun. You're very creative. You're manifesting and actualizing a lot of success. Okay, you could be getting ready to go viral. You're definitely meant to be seen, heard, and known in the most highest of vibration. Okay, a household name, going international or something to that effect. Okay, you're very creative, and this also talks about romance, fun, and play. It's time for you to get out there and have a little bit of fun. Enjoy your life, live into thriving. Okay, 7 of Cups in the upright, Cancer, Scorpio, Pisces energy. So your family is working against you. Okay, you can't trust your family members. They always leave you in an energy of doubt and disappointment. Okay, this is giving me resistance energy. Okay, somebody doesn't agree with the trajectory that you're on, and that's a them problem, not a you problem. Okay, these people, family, are not need to mind their business and stay out of ours, which is why they're reaping the karma that they're reaping, because they're too focused on what somebody else got going on and not focusing in on their shit. Like, the fuck is this? And they're being warned to lay down their weapons or perish. Your family don't want to listen. Okay, they too focused on trying to steal, kill, and destroy you because they don't like you or your energy or what you're doing. And again, that's none of their business. That's a them issue, not a you issue. Okay? They don't like the fact that you're keeping balance on a soul level. 4 of Swords in the upright, Libra, Gemini, Aquarius energy. So pretty much, regardless of how many ways that they attack you, how constantly, how consistently, how frequently, you're still maintaining your balance, mind, body, and soul. And that is a trigger for them, because the smallest, most minute thing that we do, it triggers them, and they want to be able to trigger us just the same. But what they fail to realize is that they can project onto us all they want to, but we're standing in our power and they're not, which is why they're so easily triggered. We're being divinely led, guided, and protected by the Holy Spirit of the Most High, Leo, Sagittarius, Aries. Okay, you could be operating in your divine masculine energy, emperor energy, a leader. a ruler, male or female. We know that the Emperor embodies all kings in the deck. Yeah, with this Page of Pentacles coming out in the reverse, somebody is very jealous and envious because we're doing something that they're not doing, and we're doing it successfully. Eight of Wands in the upright, Leo, Sagittarius, Aries energy. So they're being very stubborn and creating conflict and chaos with those that we love, okay? Simply because they're miserable and refuse to do the work to get them to where they need to be without ill intentions, hurt, harm, or danger to other people. They want the shortcut way out. Let's see. What else, Holy Spirit? Six of Pentacles in the upright. You're financially resourceful, responsible, financially sound. Virgo, Capricorn, Taurus. What else? What else, Holy Spirit, please and thank you. Two of Pentacles. So somebody wants to work with you. Should you choose to take them up on this collaborative offer, it's going to prove to be very lucrative and bring in large financial blessings. Virgo, Capricorn, Taurus. And this is something that your family is trying to block and obstruct for you because they're in balance with the Four of Wands in the reverse. 44 could be significant. So they can't balance practicality and logic with things of the divine. This is someone that only believes in the occurrences that happen in this physical realm that they can see with their own eyes or hear with their own ears. Okay, this could be somebody or a group of individuals that don't believe in the spiritual realm at all. They believe that it's a myth, that it's a fairy tale or something like that. But they do see this offer coming in, and they're wondering, like, how the hell could they be getting an offer like this? Like, who the fuck are they? Who does he think he is? Who does she think she is? Okay, they think that it's unfair. Okay, but they do know that you're this Queen of Pentacle energy. In the upright, male or female, you're attracting prosperity and abundance. You're attracting collaborative offers here. Okay, resources, opportunities, Virgo, Capricorn, Taurus. And this is something that they want to stop. They want to switch this out for themselves. They don't know how to allow blessings to flow to them. They try to force and make them. Okay? What else, Holy Spirit? 333 on the clock, Central Standard Time. So the divine is resonating with this energy. Ace of Cups in the reverse. Okay, so that's self-unconditional love. And this is coming out right below the Ace of Wands in the upright. So somebody could be in Alcoholics Anonymous, AA. Okay. Or something like that. Yeah, somebody is overindulging in drinking. The first thing that someone does when they wake up in the morning is take a shot of gin. Okay. Yeah, but you're exposing these jealous, envious individuals. You're exposing them, or you have already exposed them, and their jealous, envious tendencies. They're now in the Three of Swords in the upright, physically tired, stressed, long-suffering. Somebody's dehydrated. Three of Swords in the upright. Libra, Gemini, Aquarius energy. Yeah, and they're mad because you don't have addictions. You can indulge without overindulging, whatever that may be. And you could be in hermit mode, okay? Or returning to hermit mode. However that resonates for you, femme masculine. So let's go ahead and check out the focus energy using tarot, and we're going to see what is being focused in on right now. As I split the deck, we have Three of Cups in the upright to the Ten of Swords in the reverse. So you're being celebrated by your peers. Cancer, Scorpio, Pisces, and it's up and it's stuck for you. Fem masculine, job well done. Okay, keep going. You've already been through the hardest times in your life. It's only going to get better for you. Just continue to follow the yellow brick road, okay? Just continue to do what it is that you've been doing, being obedient, trusting your intuition and your discernment, and above all, trusting the Holy Spirit of the Most High, okay? Somebody, yeah, they know that you are the star now because you defeated them. The star in the upright, 10 of swords in the upright, heavy air sign, energy, Libra, Gemini, Aquarius. Something is being communicated, something is being heard, something is known. There's receipts, there's evidence about these bad intentions that they can't take it away. You'll be a witness to their karma. Plain and simple. What is this? Something significant about your 6th house energy, Virgo and Mercury. A lot of people are talking about the work that you do. They are confused about it. They're discombobulated with the 7 of Cups in the reverse, Cancer, Scorpio, Pisces. Something is being laid to rest, or you're getting ready to go on vacation, relax, relate, release with the 4 of Swords. But you're ready though. You stay ready so you don't have to get ready. You've already laid down a sword, or somebody has already been defeated. I'm getting live by the sword, die by the sword energy. And this is being communicated. Yeah, justice. Justice is coming in. Okay, somebody could be getting ready to go to prison. Okay, scales are being balanced though. And this is falling on the vertical line of the Page of Wands and the Queen of Pentacles in Cartomancy, ending with Justice and Tarot. Okay, yeah. So this is the light and shadow coming together to bring justice with the Sword of Truth here. And we know that the swords in tarot is a two-edged weapon, a double-edged weapon, representing battle, war, being a warrior, and truth and clarity. Okay, you can lie all you want to, but once the truth is proven, it's a wrap. All lies are dispelled, all illusions are broken. Yeah, and somebody's confused. Yeah, you respected the process with the 5 of Wands in the reverse. You trusted in the knowing and surrendered to the process that the divine was bringing in this justice. Going with the flow and not trying to disrupt the flow. 10 of Wands in the upright, you heard the trumpet sound and you answered the call. Willingly carrying the burden of what it means to be a light worker, a healer, an earth angel, the chosen one. And somebody has low standards, low values with the 8 of Pentacles in the reverse, Virgo, Capricorn, Taurus. Okay, they don't think too highly of themselves, so instead of healing that version of themselves, they want to project it onto you and have you feel like that you're nothing, when in actuality, in their eyes, you're everything, and that's why they hate it. Page of Pentacles in the reverse. This is someone that is non-committal. They could have goals in their lives or had goals in their lives, but because they were non-committal, they never saw it through. Unfinished projects. Okay, this is also giving me an energy of self-sabotaging because they didn't finish what they started. Okay, somebody has at least 18 projects that they started and never completed throughout their lifetime. Non-committal. I'm hearing non-substantial. They're constantly worried about the pinnacles that you're actualizing. What's blocking them from this is this devil-ass energy. Somebody's obsessed, walking in addiction, and I said AA right here. Capricorn, I'm getting necromancy energy, so somebody's playing in graveyard dirt. What the fuck is this? Yeah, this is Devil energy. They're obsessed, addicted. This could be a coven of witch bitches or some shit. Or somebody's addicted to your energy. Femme masculine. A tale as old as time. I'm getting like that the entities or deities that they called on is now backfiring and they're coming back on them. Somebody could be haunted in their dream state, sleep paralysis, nightmares, or something like that. They're masculine. They're confused. Okay, so if somebody was trying to get you in a mental headspace, they're now going batshit crazy, is what I'm getting. I don't know what's wrong with these people. Unhealed. Six of Pentacles in the reverse. So they were trying to bully you. They were trying to dominate you, your physical aesthetic, even your resources. So somebody was trying to tell you what to do with your money, or somebody's into BDSM or something like that. Masochism. This is twisted energy. But fear not, femme masculine, you're getting the justice. Things are being balanced out. And you're going to be publicly rewarded. Yeah, you're about to go viral. If you have a platform or platforms, if you're a content creator or influencer, you're about to become a household name. And this is part of the justice that's coming in. It's right below justice. What else, Holy Spirit? And you're respecting this process. You know what your purpose is and you're trusting in that. That's why you don't move with malicious intent toward other people, because you know it's going to be revisited upon you in some shape, form, or fashion. That's what karma is. It's a spiritual, energetical boomerang. Four of Cups, disconnectedness. You sever ties and cut cords with people, places, and things that no longer serve your highest good and expansion. You're forsaking pouring into their cup and pouring into your own, because you understand you cannot pour from an empty cup, because you'll run depleted. Yeah. This is also giving me the energy that you're going to have to sever ties and cut cords with individuals after you go viral. Yeah, you built a strong, sturdy foundation with the tower in the reverse. This is something that is solid, okay? And you put in a lot of hard work building this foundation for yourself. Seven of Pentacles in the reverse. This is giving me countdown energy because it's falling under the Eight of Pentacles in the reverse. It is gone in this vertical line from the Eight of Pentacles in the reverse to the Seven of Pentacles in the reverse. So somebody is rapidly declining. This is somebody that wanted to eat off of your plate from the hard work that you've done without doing anything. Okay, so this is somebody that's lazy, that lays in the bed all day playing video games, but only gets up when it's time to eat or time to celebrate. No, that's not happening. Five of Swords, because they were willing to win at all costs. They were willing to risk everything just to beat you for something that is destined for you. It has nothing to do with them. This is somebody that has backstabbed you 5 times over at least. This is somebody that has betrayed you heavily, and they're resisting this transition. They don't want things to change. They don't want you to progress. They don't want you to expand, but it's happening. And there's nothing that they can do to stop this. And they don't want to realize that. What's this? King of Sword in the reverse. Libra, Gemini, Aquarius. This is somebody who is very brutal. This is somebody, male or female, that victimized you, that brutalized you, talked a lot of shit about you, talked down to you, degraded and disregarded you. This was somebody that was physically and mentally, along with being verbally abusive. But with this Two of Wands coming out in the reverse, that was a bad idea. Whatever they set into motion, it was a bad plan because it's not going to work. This Two of Wands falls under Justice, Six of Wands. It was a bad idea, totally and completely. Because they're about to get everything back to them 30-fold that they did to others. You're choosing peace, moving forward, leaving that bullshit behind. You're not focusing on that anymore. Queen of Cups in the reverse. Somebody was always all in your business, male or female, Cancer, Scorpio, Pisces. They wanted to know what you were doing, who you were doing it with, where and why. And they also wanted to tag along. They wanted to be a part of the party, but they don't have a seat at your table. Yeah, like I said, somebody going to prison. Eight of Swords in the upright. That's prison. Self-victimization, self-sabotage. They did it to themselves. It was a bad plan. Justice is prison. Okay, they was willing to risk it all, and they did. Okay, they did because they being locked up. And you're closing out this manifested outcome with the Ten of Cups, a peace that passes all understanding. No matter how much they wanted to rock your boat, to fuck with your mind, body, and soul, you got peace within. They can't touch that. They can't touch that. Hierophant in the reverse. So this is like a secret society, a secret network of a community of different factions, a conglomerate of individuals seeking to destroy you. But you closed out this cycle. You defeated them. It's up and it's stuck for you. Queen of Swords, they're learning that they cannot fuck with your mind. You're very enigmatic. You're very keen. You're aware. You're very perceptive. You know what's going on around you, and you don't even have to acknowledge it. But you know. And they're being judged. We got justice out here. Judgment. Prison is right here. High Priestess, you're a seer, a prophet, psychic, you know, different names, but it's all the same thing. High Priestess, you're Ten of Pentacles, a culmination of legacy and inheritance, lovers, past life energy. Yeah, you're on assignment, and they're heartbroken because they missed an opportunity. Oh well. Temperance in the reverse, Sagittarius. Somebody's not on their path. Okay, and Knight of Wands, you're fearless. You ain't scared of none of these hoes. Scared of what? What y'all gonna do? Because if y'all was gonna do it, which y'all tried to, it would have been taking us out, but we're still here. They don't get that. Okay, same shit, different day. You're balanced. You adapt to changes. Somebody's getting a divorce. And something's being expedited for you because somebody's getting ready to invest in you. Continue to embody this energy of unconditional love because you are the Empress. You are a ruler, male or female, and you're birthing something. Your seeds are growing. They're panicking because their shit being slowed down to a screeching halt. Yeah. Hermit. Yeah, your guides are communicating with you. They're showing you some sort of truth regarding your assignment. If somebody's having anxiety and panic attacks. King of Pentacles in the reverse, so they could have paid somebody to come towards you to try to get you entangled in some sort of sexual scandal or something to humiliate and embarrass you. But what I'm saying is they place themselves at the scene of the crime. There's always receipts for the masculine. Okay. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. They think they slicker than a can of oil. That's what they think they could do whatever and get away with it. No, that's not gonna happen. And they still haven't figured this out. Discovery in the reverse, fork in the road. They thought we were going right. We went straight ahead. The fuck? What is this? Oh, they think they so much better than us, so much smarter, but they're actually idiots. Dumb, dumber, and dumb is. Stupid, stupider, and stupid is. Okay. Yeah, they underestimated us heavily. What's going on in these spiritual streets, Holy Spirit, please and thank you. I'm almost done with this femme masculine. I'm gonna get something to eat until my auntie get here. unlikely ally in the reverse. So this goes back to that Five of Swords. Somebody was playing in your face. This was somebody that presented themselves to love you, to be an ally, to be a friend, but they was actually stabbing you in your back behind the scenes. This is an op. But you put that shit to rest is what I'm saying. Yep. Yeah, because you went through a rebirth, Phoenix energy. Okay, it's funny until it's not. It's all jokes and laughter until they become the joke. Rebirth. This is a part or an aspect of your justice. A fresh start. A new beginning. Beautiful. Beautiful. Together, yeah, there's a conglomerate of people that want to work with you. All hands on deck. People are coming together for your benefit to lift you up. This could also be your guides. Okay. What is this? Let me see. 1 second for masculine. Okay, she's almost done. Okay, yeah, I'm gonna wrap this up soon because she's about to be on her way over here, and I'm gonna grab me a bite to eat. But let's see what else comes out. Someone is coming in. Listen to your discernment. They're not trustworthy. This is somebody that's trying to set you up. They don't want you to celebrate, but you are a celebration. Right? With you and your boo thing, which is a new thing. What else, Holy Spirit? This is somebody that you know, stranger in the reverse. Okay, if you have not known them for a long time, then you have just met them, but this is someone that you're aware of the connection between the two of you. What else, Holy Spirit? You're not out in the wilderness. You're not out in the cold. You're not in the jungle. Or you're in the jungle, but not of the jungle. Something like that. You going through this rebirth is the worst thing ever for someone that was trying to dominate you, that was trying to bully you. Somebody that thought they were having their way with somebody that doesn't entertain drama. Like, we cool as a whistle. Hit the road. Okay, it's time to go. Follow the yellow brick road. Follow the sun. All is going according to plan. It's rainbows and ribbons for you. You have no desire for these raggedy ass sweet bitches. And that's why they're mad, because you don't want them. Mistaken identity in the reverse, yeah, they knew exactly who you are, and you know exactly who they are, is what I'm saying. You see them clearly. Yeah, they're unfocused. They can't stay on target worth a damn. Secret revealed. What I say? You done exposed them and they dirty little deeds, and that's why they mad. And that's why they about to go through the worst. Karma, prison. They've been exposed. They don't get the money. Treasure in the reverse. They not rich. They not wealthy. And if they were by any means, it was because they stole it from somebody. They killed somebody for it. Okay? There's nothing to be proud of. Okay? They don't want nobody to know what they was doing behind the scenes, but it's too late. Secret revealed. They've been exposed. They ass going to prison, and we got the victory. What I've been saying. It's that lesson from the past life lesson. Oops, somebody gonna say it was an accident. Or this is somebody crying over spilled milk, okay? Somebody thinks you betrayed them, but you didn't. Okay, you was just minding your business, doing what the divine said do. Yeah, they tried to kill you. Death in the reverse. because they don't want you to know love, but you're getting love anyway, and you're gonna be celebrating. Somebody tried to kill you because somebody wants you and not them. You're moving up. Penthouse vibes. Fresh start, rebirth, penthouse vibes, celebration, love. You getting the whole shebang and they getting nothing. Reversal of funds. Whatever they stole from you is being reversed back. Because they're not lit. They don't got the spark. Plain and simple. They didn't choose their weapons. These are idiots. Yeah, somebody getting ready to be put in the dirt. Balloon release, letting go. Alrighty. Final messages in tarot. Nine of Pentacles at the bottom of the deck. You're independent. You're luxurious. I swivel chicken. What's that? Eight of Swords. This is like a life sentence. And in the states that they allow it, somebody could be going on being put on death row. August 9th is very significant. That's my birthday. Leo, shout out to my Leos. Wow. Or this is like at least 16 people going to prison. This is like, I said this yesterday in, which video was this? Let me see. They know your worth but don't see your value. Okay, this is a crime syndicate. Racketeering. Okay. It's been coming out for the last 2 years or so, and not just from my content. And they're watching us, and they think we don't know that they're watching us, but they're also being watched too. They're being followed. Undercover agents all over the place. And they want to think that we dumb and slow and retarded. No, y'all are. Y'all don't even see that y'all being followed. There's undercover agents working in y'all shit. Ace of Cups, all things new for us. Everything new. If we're lacking anything, it's only because it's being replaced by better. Eight of Wands in the upright. Jack, be nimble. Jack, be quick. You had to make a quick decision, and you acted just as quickly. Somebody thought they was getting ready to catch you up in something, man. You was like, think fast, bitch. You're wrong. Eight of Cups, you walked away from the bullshit. 88. 8 is great. Six of Swords, yeah, they still trying to resist this. So they still trying to do something to stop karma. But you can't stop karma. It's the cosmic universal law, bitch. You did the dirt. You did the crime. Now it's time to pay the time. Whether it's you being put in the dirt or going to prison or the psych ward. Somebody's obsessed with you. They plagiarizing your work. This could be a pyramid scheme, some type of scam. Oh my God. Plagiarism. Yeah. Copycat. Somebody taking notes of everything that you're doing, but they are fool. Fool in the reverse. No forward movement. No forward momentum. Their inner child is unhealed. Okay, they immature as fuck, and they got the nerve to be relentless in aggression. That's why they shit being destroyed. Tower. Everything is being destroyed. It's being torn down. Don't believe it. Just watch. And that's diagonal from the Ace of Cups. So this is karma. Everything new for us. Everything destroyed for them. Okay. I could live with that. They won't be able to, though. Yeah. Knight of Wands in the reverse. So somebody wanna, okay, I wish a bitch would. Somebody wanna come towards us and try to do so. Okay, they still ain't learned. Okay, let them. That's why they gonna find their ass in prison on death row or in the dirt. Yeah, because they fuck. Okay. Enough said. They fucking with an empress, male or female. And Conception was the first card out. Yep. In my initial channel. Yep. This Empress energy is birthing something, is changing the world. And this is somebody that's on personal assignment from the Holy Spirit of the Most High. And you think y'all gonna come in and take us out? That's why they get the tower. They don't, some of them don't believe it. That's fine. Others of them do, and they scared. Ten of Cups in a reverse. Yeah, you come from a karmic family, a toxic family. You walked away from them. Yep, sure did. What's this? Three of Cups. That's why you're being celebrated. Your peers are lifting you up. People, the right people know exactly who you are and who you are not. Don't worry about nothing. Yeah, I told you going viral. This is the second Six of Wands. A billionaire. Okay. Yeah. Yeah. You're about to blow the fuck up. Page of Cups, blessings. Your intuition is pinpoint accurate. Childlike energy. You like to play. You like to have fun. And I was telling somebody this the other day. Like, what we do is actually becoming fun to me now. It wasn't at first, but now it's like, okay, this ain't what you want, but if you, I mean, you keep attacking. So, you want the smoke, light the match, bitch. They still want to dominate something. They still trying to, this is giving me scare tactics. Okay, but that's being laid to rest, Four Swords. This is like gang stalking. People following you around trying to scare you. No, that ain't gonna work, huh? Yeah, Four Wands. We got a whole tribe behind us. They don't see them, but we do, and we know that they're there. That includes the judicial system. I can't make this shit up. Yeah. Somebody is in a bad mental headspace. Somebody's seeing things that ain't there, hearing things that ain't there, having nightmares, can't sleep at night. They all over the place. Somebody's being haunted. Yeah, they're about to be locked up in the cycle ward. Heartbroken. Wow. Nine of Swords, anxiety attacks, panic attacks. They're scared. Somebody in a bad mental space. Sun, success, creativity. You expose what they was doing behind the scenes. And now they're going to prison. Ten of Swords, defeat. I'm dropping the mic on that. Yeah, they defeated. It's over. It's a wrap. It's done to the done. Click like, share, subscribe. Been Masculine. Donate to the channel. I have open slots available for your own personal intuitive readings. Until next time, y'all have some fun. And fuck these hoes. Bye.